that my colleague Ronald Masinda is now conducting with Babalo, that Stellenbosch University student who was a victim of that alleged racist attack. Ronald?
All right, Masako, good afternoon. I am with Babalo. We are about to make our way to the police station to open a case. Babalo will tell us more. Babalo, thank you so much for your time. I can only imagine it must have been a difficult few days for you. How do you feel at the moment, and what case will you be opening at the police station?
I'm still processing the whole thing, yeah, but I'm getting there bit by bit.
All right. We are being told that you, the one who actually filmed this incident from taking place. Give us an idea of the events that took place on Sunday morning.
Around 4 a.m. in the morning, I was woken up by a strange noise in my room. Then I woke up to check what was going on. Then I turned on the lights and opened the door. And then I saw a strange white boy in my room, peeing in my desk, my study desk. There was a laptop and my books there. So I reached for my phone and then started recording.
Before you recorded, was there any interaction, anything to suggest, Babalo, this was racially motivated? Did he make any remarks to that effect?
No.
Okay. So he came and he peed and you thought this was weird, right? But at the same time, we're also being told that he was drunk when he was performing this.
Yes, he was.
All right. Has this ever been done before to you? I know that you're a first-year student.
No.
What kind of support are you receiving from the university following these events?
Got the therapy sessions and yeah, I got the support, everything. And then university just replaced my laptop. Yeah.
Do you feel fear now that this thing has happened?
Yes.
Okay. We know that we also spoke to your family. They're also in support, although they're in the Eastern Cape. Are you getting other moral support from around? And what are you hoping will happen to this person?
Yeah, I'm getting support, yeah, and I really appreciate the support. I hope the person get expelled.
Will this deter you from studying from the institution following these events?
Pardon?
Will this discourage you from studying at Stellenbosch University?
No.
And in terms of what is taking place at the moment, you said you want him expelled, but in terms of criminal charges, do you want him to be behind bars, and for what exactly?
Yes, I want him to be behind bars for breaking in my room and violating my rights.
And lastly, we know it's a very important time, but there were contradicting arguments as to whether you will open the case. We are hearing reports that your father said that you should rather focus on your study, don't open a case. You, by chance, are saying, look, I want this man to be behind bars. Do you feel that this might also not disrupt classes, because this is a concern from the university?
Pardon?
Do you feel that your ordeal, it might or might not disrupt classes, and people might say, oh, but if this wasn't blown the way it is, do you feel that there's no ways of blaming you on this matter?
There are no ways of blaming me.
All right. All right. Well, a very shy Babalo, but we know that he's a young man who's saying that, he's going through counseling and a very traumatic ordeal. But I'm going to try and maybe just get in one more voice. Luzuko Bashman, he's from the Youth League. He just arrived. Luzuko, we know that there's people starting to gather now to move to the police station. What are your views on this matter? Because the university is worried about Thursday's protest here on campus.
No, the university should first worry about the rights of students. It should first be promoting a non-racial society, a democratic, inclusive society. It should be condemning the brutal, racist and bigotic act by that imbecile that chose to break into a room of an innocent student and urinate over his study material and in his room. That should be the primary thing that we should all be uniting against, not any protests that are, by the way, shining a necessary message in society that racism or acts of breaking and entering and violating other people's rights have no place in the South Africa we're building. That's what the university should be far worried about, and they should actually be joining us to say that as a university themselves, they are condemning such wrong acts in society of racism. They should be coming out strongly to say they are expelling this particular student. They should be encouraging the victim, Babalo, to open a case criminally against this particular student and provide them with the necessary legal support to ensure that justice is served. That's what we want to happen in this institution. You can't be worrying about a protest that seeks to protect and promote the rights of the students of this university and all people of South Africa to live in peace and democracy in this country.
All right, but how are you then going to, do you have evidence of racism in this matter? Because that's an argument that we've been hearing from various students that we also spoke to, that this could not be racially motivated.
We're not new to Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch and incidents of this nature did not start now. There are various incidents in history where students have been subjected, black students, African students, and colored students have been subjected to a whole manner of abuse by the system itself, first through its admission policies, and by some of the students and the communities around here who are hostile and resistant to democracy and change and transformation in this country and the presence of African students in this university. So the mere fact that the student who went to urinate in Babalo's room was a white student, drunk in his behavior, is not an incident. Why didn't he go and pee in another white student's room? If it was an accident, why didn't he go and pee there? There's no accident. There's inherent racism taking place here, which we must root out by all means possible. The institution must not hide behind this one incident and hope that because the person was drunk, it was a mistake. There are many other incidents. If you call the students of the university in one room, they'll explain their stories here, how they are brutalized, how they are undermined, how they are abused by various sections of this society and not made to feel like they should be part of this university and they should be treated as equals in the city of Stellenbosch. So these things must be done away with. Stellenbosch University is in South Africa. Stellenbosch of the city is in South Africa, and all South Africans must enjoy freedoms and rights enshrined in the Constitution as equals.
You've been vocal yourself in the past about political leaders jumping on the bandwagon and being reactionary when such events take place. What do you have to say now?
Look, we are leadership of the eNCA League. We lead young people. SASCO, that is here, we engaged them yesterday about this particular incident. We've been here in solidarity. Students are young people. This angers us the most. We are extremely angry about this particular incident. Babalo is a young person in pursuit of developing himself, acquiring skills and knowledge so he can contribute to the development of our society, contribute to breaking the shackles of poverty in society and escape all the bondage is imposed by colonialism and apartheid in society. So it definitely is wrong that in an academic institution where we're supposed to be coming to get skills, training so we can be better citizens in society, that we are brutalized, we are victimized, we are abused and racially made to feel inadequate and inferior in our society. It must never be allowed. So as the Youth League, we're saying that enough is enough. We're calling upon all the students of this university, the university management, the workers and the academics to join the mass action on Thursday, as well as all young people in the city of Stellenbosch and in the Western Cape to join here to say this must be a turning point. This university must make a mark in changing the lives of the university culture and the city of Stellenbosch so that we are able to build an inclusive, non-racial and democratic society here where all students' rights are protected and they can enjoy freedoms as equals.
All right. Masako, I'm just going to bring in one more person. We spoke to him earlier, Nati Chotwana. There seems to be also another update that the Department of Higher Education, the Minister, Blades Mate, will also be attending to this matter. Tell us more, Nati, about that.
Yeah, thank you very much to Ronald and to the viewers. This matter was so serious, we had to escalate it to the Office of the Minister. I have spoken to the Minister's advisor. Today, the Minister is having a budget vote from 2 o'clock up until 5 o'clock. when the budget vote is done, the minister's office and the minister will interact with us. He will then indicate when he will be arriving in the Western Cape, but in Stellenbosch in particular, because we want this matter not only to be investigated by Stellenbosch University. We want the Department of Higher Education to take this matter very serious and have their own investigation so that the students themselves can be free and they can see that the investigation was done free and fair. Because as I alluded earlier on, and as the Youth League has spoken now, incidents of such nature happen, but we've never got to receive the investigation where it happened, where it went to. Now we want the department, we want government, we want the Human Rights Commission, even themselves, to come here and do their own investigation, because this is a serious matter, and as the Youth League is saying, students should feel free where they are studying.
All right. Lastly, the university, when I spoke to one of the doctors here earlier on, she said that the university has transformed over the years and that such incidents are relatively unheard of in years gone by. What are your views on that? Will you address this? Because she also wants this march on Thursday not to take place because fearing that it might disrupt learning.
Ronald, I may ask you a question. From 1994, we're all hearing that transformation has taken place. But if you go now and look at who are the people who own the means of production, they are the white people. Transformation is different to what transforms in University of Higher Learning. You can tick the boxes by doing what government wants, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it escalates to the roots of everything. So yes, the doctor might tell you they've transformed because they brought in Tulema Tonsela, they brought in, they changed the policy to English or medium term. But transformation must show how students, black in particular, are treated, how is colored students particularly treated, and the culture of this university, as I said, has always been about racism. So if the university has transformed, by now we should have had programs of them speaking about transformation, about dialogues, interaction with students, and because these students are here for personal development so they can play a role in the economy. So that is why we're saying this university, the march is very important because it sends a strong message that South Africa, the ANC, civil society and other political parties, we are against racism, but not only racism, we are against this kind of behavior and violating of human rights.
All right, thank you very much indeed for your time. Masego, we'll leave it there for now, but we also know that it is a developing story. We know that the SA Human Rights Commission has also written to the university and we'll be having those conversations with the SA Human Rights Commission, but also and above and all the issues that many students face here leading up to exams and leading up to a potential march here on Thursday. The Vice Chancellor will be sworn in yesterday, so there are fears that that event itself could be disrupted.
All right, Ronald Masinda in Stellenbosch. Let's leave it there for now.